Hello, 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 guys. This is your girl Shanidra with Let's Dig Deep, getting to the root of things. Our topic for today is self control. We have on here today as our guest Kamisha, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hello, all. My name is Kamisha. I'm the creator, CEO of the Female Mentality Incorporated Dessert Inspired Candles.
Yes, so let's get right into it. Again, the topic is self control, which is in everything. But we're going to get into the word so we can know what God says about self control.
Okay.
And Titus, in the book of Titus, chapter, the second chapter, verses starting with verse 11 through 13. He said, "For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self controlled, upright, and godly lives in the present age, while we wait for the blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all wickedness to purity, for himself a people that are very own eager to do what is good." So, as we just read Titus, the second chapter, verse 11, God said on the 12th verse of chapter 2, He said, He teaches us to say no to ungodliness and to worldly passions and to live self control. So, self control is from finances to relationships to food to everything. Before I get into it, I'm gonna give you a chance to say your view on what self control is to you.
Okay. Self control to me sometimes it's hard. Um, I feel like the older I get, the more control I have over myself, but I am still definitely a work in progress. Um, I am a God fearing woman. I don't claim to know the Bible front to back. Like I don't. But I do know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I practice self control in what I eat, what I say to people, punching people in the face. I mean, I exude it every day, all day. But for me, I don't really feel like self control is that hard. I feel like if you can't control yourself, it's something you want to do, period, and you want to blame it on. Oh well, I couldn't control. Like it's a justification. You know what I mean? For you to just act a complete donkey. So sweets, I still have a hard time. Like I'm gonna be so honest, and that's how my candles got started. We talked about like it's really hard for me, but my self control was getting stronger to see a pack of donuts and walk past. Versus grabbing two or three of them and throwing them in my car, like the old me used to do. Um, Money I have control over because money don't really mean that much to me, if that makes sense. I don't focus my life around money. So shopping, I don't like to shop. I know I'm weird. I hate to shop. I don't have If I go to the store, you better believe I know exactly what I'm going in there to get. That's my self-control. So I don't go in there and spend $500 and he only told me to spend five, you know. Um, I don't drink, so that's easy. Um, Again, yeah, I just feel like a lot of people use it the lack of self control to do what they want to do and to have justification behind themselves because it's not hard for you to just be like, you know what, something is telling me. And again, when I say something, I don't believe it's me. I believe it's God telling me stop, drop, roll, listen, look, turn. You like intuition is God, period. So if I don't exude self-control, I would be in trouble, Shanique. Like I really, really would. And I think that's what's wrong with the world. I think the world has just said screw self-control. We want a reason to clown. No, I'm not saying they're not giving them one because they're giving them plenty. But sometimes, and I may catch slack for this, but this is my real truth. If you show that self-control, you probably wouldn't have been in that situation.
I know that you are right. It's really like you said, from right and wrong. You don't. I don't claim to know the whole word from word, everything, but I do know right from wrong. And my last video was on taking accountability for your actions, because so many times people refuse to, they lack self-control, so then they don't want to take accountability for the reason why they have gotten into the place that they are in.
Right,
Oh, well, I lost my car. Wow, what was you spending your money, your bill
right,
money on, instead of paying for the car? Or, oh, and I'm not saying that, you know, people losing their car is for lack of self control, because
right,
some circumstances aren't controllable.
right.
So I'm not saying that by any means, but I'm saying food wise, part of fasting is having self control. You can't eat certain things when you're fasting, and you know, and eat things in moderation. It's just, you know, we live in a world where we want what we want,
When
however
we
much
want it.
we want, when we want, and you know nobody feels that they have to have self control. Um, and we're losing a lot of, you know, control in this world, as we seen days ago, before our new president came into office. We
Yeah,
saw a lot of people that did not exhibit self control. I mean, they were doing the most.
the most.
Yes. So self control goes with everything. Like you said, with your with people's temper, my temper, I can be angry. You can make me really mad where I want to punch you in the face. I literally am that angry.
I've gotten so mad that I've had visions of beating a person. Like, so you can't tell me self-control ain't play a part in that because like I saw myself grabbing him by the throat, jacking him up, throwing him across the room, and then I had to bring it back. I had to center myself and I had to say, if you do that, what's gonna happen to you? Self-control is just thinking. That's
Yeah.
that's that's self-control is just thinking before you act because you know consequences are gonna come with said actions. So for you to continue to act or go as if, oh, you finna take me to jail? I just slapped her. Okay, when did that become okay? So like, I was talking to my friend girl the other day about women who are okay allowing their husbands to handle bills, all the finances. And if anything was to go left, i.e., husband passed away, leave you, whatever, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna pick up those pieces and allow your life to continue? So it's probably straying away from self control, but I don't think it is because self control, sit your tail down, learn those finances, learn what's going on with, because it's your life. So I don't want to get nobody the power of God.
Yeah. Self control is the definition, is the ability to control oneself, self discipline, self restraint, composure, temperance. It's all of these things.
Yeah.
Self discipline. You have to have, oh, well, I couldn't control myself because I just had to, you know, drink, or I just had to. And it's like, okay, you just had to do it. And now, like you said, you getting locked up for it or whatever. Oh, they try to lock me up for this, and they wrong for that. For I just drunk a little bit too much, and they're gonna lock me up for that little bit. You over drunk. You was drunk.
Mhm.
You were impaired, or whatever it may be. Eating, drinking, money
Cheating,
wise,
stealing.
cheating. It's all self control because cheating is in there. Because if you can't control yourself around other, if you are a male, other females, if you can't control yourself as a female around other males, that goes into that too. You're cheating. You don't have any self control over your own body. Well, none of us have control, but what I'm saying is self control enough to say, hey, I'm with someone, I can't do this. Or I just, I have these bills due. I can't, I want to go party or I want to go and splurge, but my bill is due.
I don't understand that one. I'm sorry. I'm
You know,
sorry.
people, and then they look at you as if you're supposed to help
Help
them
them
out.
out their problems.
And when you say you're going to pray for them, it's like, oh, because you didn't want to help me anyway. And it's like, I am helping you. Only God is going to be able to fix that mindset because that's a mindset that you're going to have to change.
But when did it become the next person's fault that you decided to be irresponsible? Though I think I think that's the issue with America. It's not my job to bail you out of being irresponsible. I could have went shopping. I could have went to the concert too, but instead I decided that I wanted somewhere to live for another 30 days. So I'll catch it on YouTube, stream live, BET Plus. I mean, I don't get it. Like, especially adults. Young adults, 20 up to 25, I can kind of understand. But 30 on? And then they wonder why the government don't want to give us $2,000 a month. Maybe because you didn't display self-control when you wanted to go on there and show that you bought 17 PS5s for whatever reason. I mean, it's a reaction to every action that one does. You know, I do feel like they blame a lot of BS on African Americans, the culture, whatever, whatever. But I think my people need to also take responsibility for the things that they do to put us as a culture as a whole in the situations that they put us in. Because, yes, two people can screw it up for a whole nation. Two. Two. You all you got to do is have the same color skin that I got, and now you've marked me for the rest of my life from your actions. So self-control is very important in life because I got pulled over. Let me tell y'all about this one. 6:30 in the morning, y'all. No plan. 6:30 in the morning. I'm on my way to work. Officer pulled me over. Um, Run my tags. Everything good. So he couldn't do nothing there. Insurance good. License. All that's good. He come back to my car to get my paperwork. He said, I smell alcohol. Now, as I told you, I don't drink. I hate drinking. So instantly my attitude turned on because I'm black, you white, you a cop, I'm a civilian. Now I gotta check myself because I want to go home tonight. I have to display self-control because I want to go home. So now I'm ill. When I say I'm ill, I mean I am ill. I'm my attitude is popping. So I say to him, who the heck drinks at 6:30 in the morning? Like they idiots. Then had to think. Alcoholics, baby. They drink all 24 hours of said day. Okay, I need you to follow my finger. All right. And he's like, no, don't do it. No, I have to do it because I got to go to work. And I don't want to deal with this all day. Long story short, I do everything he asked me to do. He asked me now to get out the car and comply to a breathalyzer. All right. All right. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because now I want you to feel stupid. Now I have leverage because I know for dang on show I ain't drunk. I asked the man, I said, "Is my Listerine? I'm sorry, I brush my teeth. I wear a mask all day. I don't want to smell the dragon." Like he just didn't understand how I felt. He was being like, "This is." I get out, I blow. Of course, it comes back 0.0. He don't know where to go. He don't know what to do because what he was expecting from me is for me to get out of line. He was expecting for me to lose my self-control, so he'll have a reason to handcuff me, shoot me, kill me, murder me, rape, whatever. I didn't give him that because I knew ultimately what his end goal was. I said that to say I could have shown out thinking that I had a case, a reason. No, 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 no. I don't want no spotlight. I don't want no flashlight. I don't want none of that. Let's get this done and over with. After that, I went live. I went live afterwards, but so I said that, like I said, to say that our destiny is in our hands. What we create is what will be. God have already laid our path out. That just is what that's set in stone. It's up to us to get through that path. So I think this topic is very important for today, and not just today, but I'm talking about for nowadays. Um, in my opinion, a lot can be prevented if patience are displayed, if if you act like your mama taught you right, because we know she did. You know what I'm saying? Um, Stop making excuses for your young kids to not show self control.
Mm-hmm.
Stop running out there yelling and yakking because it starts at home. If
Mm-hmm.
you didn't show self control, your babies will never show it either because
Mm-hmm.
they're not used to it. They know nothing of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and don't get me wrong, we human. We gonna spaz out sometimes. We gonna, we gonna do that. But what do you do when you're in a situation? Because me, I take myself out because I don't know what I'm gonna do ultimately. Sometimes I scare myself. So I take myself out of the situation to not have I don't like saying I'm sorry. I hate saying I'm sorry. So I don't put myself in a position to, if I have to, of course, I'm woman enough to be like, Tanisha, my bad, girl. I'm so sorry. That wasn't my attempt. I didn't mean. So I don't, it confuses me because we're too old. We too old. We know better. We all had them grandmas that go get them switches and them house shoes and beat our tail when we didn't do, what we was told to do. So I love this topic, but I hate it at the same time because those who know what to do just don't do it, and it reflects on all of them.
I
I don't
mean,
mean to get political.
self-control is in, I mean, if you lack self-control, that will lead you to doing all types of sins like stealing. 'Cause if you lack self control, it's like, well, I want it, I want that right now, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna get it. I don't have control enough to say, well, let me get that when I have the money. I don't
Hmm.
have control enough to say, well, this is not right, so I should not take this. Lack of self control, you're gonna end up stealing. You're gonna end up, you know, doing not being able to hold your composure. I'm not saying that I've been able to hold my composure all of my life, but now that I know better and I'm in God, I have learned to. It's first of all, it's not worth it, and I know who fights my battle, so I don't really have to explain or do anything. I just have to compose myself so I
To
don't get.
get that message through.
Yes. So self control is in everything. And like you said, if the parents are lacking self control, because it don't even work for just one parent to have control and the other parent, I can be having all the self-control possible, but they see both parents. So, um, but most of the time, one parent has to deal with the lacking of the other side
Right.
of not having self-control.
Right.
Um, so that's another thing. Like as you said, this will start going down from generation to generation of not having self-control because they're watching, well, mama or daddy didn't have, or mama and daddy didn't have self-control. I ain't gotta have self-control.
Mm-hmm.
They went to jail. I ain't gotta worry about jail. It just continues on, and for what? Like, what are you gaining? Not taking accountability for your own actions and not having the self control that God told you to have. It says, He teaches us to say no to ungodliness, no to what is wrong, period. Right and wrong. It's not hard, right and wrong. I know it's easier said than done in some cases, but as you said, when you are grown and you are over that 25-year-old leap, it's time to grow up. It's time
Right.
to take accountability for your actions. It's time to have self control. By that time you either have kids, you should have your own place by then. So you should have some type of self control to maintain yourself, to
Right.
maintain your living. Because if you don't, you will be homeless. I mean, I teach my kids at the young ages that they are. You must have self control in everything. Because
I
if
mean,
you,
because even when they're small like that, they fight, they
mm,
argue, they have disagreements. So you have to make sure one kid don't bust the other kid head with a toy, because when they're frustrated, that's what they will do. Same thing as an adult. The kids got an excuse. They're babies,
mhm.
so you have to continue to teach them. But I just and I have no problem. She, her. I have no problem holding individuals accountable. I think that's why I have the issue that I have, because I don't care who you are. I don't care how old. I don't care what color. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. Hey, yo, did you just push that person? Like, really? Like, that's what we doing now? Now, you can turn up on me all you want, because what I'm gonna end up telling you is this smoke will choke you to death. You don't want this smoke. All I need you to do is just tread lightly, because that was kind of messed up. People aren't used to being called out. I've
Mm-mm.
learned that, baby.
Yes.
People aren't used to being called out because people enable those individuals. Oh, I don't want that. Man, maybe. Yo, check this. Can you move? You might want to look where you're going, because I'm not one that Heisman you. I'm not gonna move out your way. You finna run into something, because you ought to be your phone. That phone can wait. Wait till you gonna break. Yo, check this out. You're walking, driving. Like, self-control with texting and driving. I don't know if y'all got millionaire booty calls. Like, I don't know what's going on that you have to tend to it right then and there. I I don't even want to talk to whoever it is calling me at that. Like, this my wife. So yeah, it's self-control. Like, I didn't even think about the texting and driving. Like, that part is just getting so ridiculous. Wow. If you're riding behind me and you feel like I'm going too slow and you get in front of me to go as slow as we was already going, that self-control could have saved you some miles, baby. See, these are the things that bother me. So I have to display self-control. I have road rage. Hello, I'm Kamisha, and I suffer from road rage. Like, I got it bad because I can't do stupid, and drivers here are stupid. So I got to get all the way to the slow lane. I'll go 42 and a 65 just so I can keep my sanity. Because if I take that energy to work, now my whole day is messed up. So I've had to learn, like, this topic is perfect because patience and self-control, that's been my lesson for the last 2 years. Honest to God. What I cared about hurting an individual's feelings, it was nothing. If I'm that one, like your mama, where you show out is where you get strung out, that's me. That's me. I don't care if you're 72. If you showing out, yes, elder. I'm hey, you know you just did that, right, sir? And I'm gonna call him sir. You you girl, they be looking at me like, who are you? Where you come from? If I don't say nothing to you, you're gonna continue the last years that you have doing the same thing that you're doing. And you may run up on a person that's not as sane as me. You know, you may run up on a person who's having a really bad day. And the way that they handle it is not necessarily the way that they intended, but because their day is so crappy, that self control is completely out the window, you know. So sometimes you just got to be careful on how you approach situations because everybody don't have that, you know. And I would hate to see it's young people in my hometown that's abusing elderly because they have no self control because the police can't do nothing. Like the complex have called the police, and when I say elderly, I mean like 75 to 90 some odd years old. You know, how can you just beat up an older person? I, Now I can talk to you because 9 times out of 10 we're gonna have a decent conversation by the time, like by me opening that door. You know, you're gonna feel because I'm an old soul. So we gonna talk about something. I'm going to smooth it over so you don't feel disrespected. That's just the way I was raised. Because my intention isn't to disrespect you, but you're not gonna disrespect me either. That's you know. So how
That's
do we? How do we as a society step up and say, "Hey, ma'am, your son, blah blah blah. Hey, sir, your daughter." Like, how do we do that?
there's a way to do everything in decency and order. Um, I'm learning because I used to, whatever came to my mind about someone, I would let it out, immediately. They tick me off, I will let it out. But now I'm learning to have self control and breathe, stop, and think before I speak. I'm trying to listen more and be slow to speak because sometimes people can already say what it is, and if you cut them off or you don't let them finish whatever they were trying to say, and you just ready to, oh, I already know what they need, and you didn't even let them finish. It's like, how are you going to assess the situation, anyways? But if I listen to you and do not interrupt until you're done, I feel that I am able to, one, as they're talking, hear them out. Then I can repeat, hey, so is this what you said?
Mhm.
Because this is what I heard. I mean, is this right? Because
Right.
sometimes people just have to hear themselves back. I have to let them hear. So you just said, let me get this straight. Did you
Mhm.
just say,
Mhm.
la di da di da? No, is that not what you is the exact words? Yeah, well, I didn't mean it that. Okay, now we can get somewhere. You
Mhm.
didn't mean it that way. So what
Mhm.
are you meaning to say?
Mhm.
Because that's what you said. So I'm trying to let you hear yourself in the way you said it because it ain't right. And I'm learning every day. This is a everyday ongoing process of God working on me to be able, because I was with certain people, um, I would not, because I was scared to tell them the truth about themselves, because I didn't know if I would be in trouble with them being, you know. So, with that being said, it was like, how do you tell, like you said, how do you tell certain people or people in general when they're wrong? What is a right way to go about it? And I would say to have self restraint, to, like you said, just kind of tone it down when the officer was ticking you off. You know what you wanted to do, but you was like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. I got
Right.
you. Once
Right.
you know what the enemy trying to do, it's like it makes it easier for you to move accordingly. It's like,
Right.
okay, I see you.
Right.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there with you. I'm gonna let you vent, let you get this out, and then move forward from there. If I say something, then I say something. But if I don't, then we're gonna have to keep it moving. But some people that lack self accountability, that can't take accountability for any of their actions because they're never wrong. Which the Lord said the truth does not live in them. If you say that you've never sinned, then the truth does not lie in you. You're a liar. Everybody has sinned. So if I've never sinned, or you never take accountability for your actions, then what you are not, nobody's perfect. So
I think for me, I've learned it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I'm very direct, because I'm very blunt, um, my words can come off pretty vicious and harsh sometimes. So I have to think about 3 or 4 sentences ahead of what I'm saying at that particular point, because I know everybody can't take me. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody can't take my delivery. But I don't know how to candy coat. I don't know how to sugarcoat. I literally don't know how to. Now, I'm teaching myself to ask versus tell, because I've learned that if I tell a person something, they like, oh, she thinks she know all, but ultimately when I ask, we still get around to that same thing that I told you. So if I allow you to get there, then you feel like you got there. I didn't tell you, you know. So parents, I think what I've learned how to do is just be like, girl, is that what you got to do? So when you break that ice, they need help. They just don't know how to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? They want to vent. They just don't know who they can trust to vent to. So just because I'm that life coach, I have certain tools. I have certain tools. Like I'm gonna talk to you like we homegirls, because now I gotta make you comfortable. Because I'm about to read you like the New York Times in the best way possible. Girl, if you don't grab him by the back of that collar, because if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. We need that village back. We
yes,
need to be able to discipline. That's my niece. That's my nephew. No, I don't know him, but you're not finna touch him. No, I'm finna call. Yes, I got. We need that back. We need self control over us as women. We shouldn't hate other women just because we can't do what that sister doing. That self control needs to have you looking at her like, hey sis, can you help me figure out mine? Because 9 times out of 10, if she real, she gonna help you get to the root of that issue. She don't want you to hate on her, like you said. You didn't say stuff to people in fear of them not liking you or responding in a inaccurate way, which that's not the way you intended it. I don't care. You cannot like me, but what you don't remember about me is how I changed your life. Yeah, I said me. Because had I never told you, you'd have continued to go on feeling like that was okay. No, sis, I got you. And I love you to death. I may not like you, but I love you through Christ, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to hate anyone. So I think that's my biggest thing when it comes to self-control, checking broken women.
yeah, because even I will put the Jonah situation in when God was telling Jonah to go to Nineveh to tell the people, that was being unruly and not and lacking the self control.
Mhm.
he was so worried about, what his people was going to think of him more so than what God told him to do. God told him to tell them what they doing, or he gonna come down here with his wrath. Period. They gonna all be dead. So you either tell them the truth right now,
or I'm gonna come and handle it.
right? So you need to do what I say, and there's no way around it. And I found myself in a Jonah situation. Like I had to learn how to get out of being a child and learn how to be know that I'm an adult child of a parent. Now I'm a parent and I have a parent, but therefore I can tell my parent the truth in an honorable way. But, I don't have to, if God is telling me you need to tell them the truth before I deal, if he's put me in the Jonah situation and I have to tell the truth, or he's going to, he's going to handle it regardless. And I don't want to be having to go through all these changes just like Jonah did just for me to get the picture. So even God is telling us, hey, you need to tell these people the truth. You're not helping them by sugarcoating or trying to beat around the bush or not really saying what you mean, or, trying not to let them get angry or whatever. Because at the end of the day, they still got angry no matter how you try to diffuse the situation. So it's best that you tell them the truth, like I told you to do, and move on and let me handle it from there.
And it's not hard. I mean, it's not hard. I appreciate individuals when they come to me and be real with me, because it's very rare that I have an individual to come and just be like, Mish, what are you doing? Like, that ain't you. That's very rare for me. I'm usually that one. I think I have like a handful of people, and they've been there for years. They've known me forever, so they're comfortable doing that. But I also learned, prime example, today I talked to a guy, 29 years old. He's my supervisor. He wants to go into real estate, but he's afraid. My messages come from God. I know, and I'll tell him in a minute. Hold on. Let me finish this channel. My eyes are rolled because I can't talk to you while he's talking to me. I can't. I don't know what goes on with individuals, but because I'm an empath, I feel it. And I told him, I feel your fear. Like, but I also feel your determination. And it's like a tug of war. And he just looked at me, and when I tell you, we both got chills at the same time, and that makes me feel so amazing to know that I can spread that word. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just me. I'm just little old me. I curse. I am so not perfect. I have my flaws, but I do know what my calling is. I know now. I ran from it for so long because I didn't feel deserving of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I ain't want that responsibility, Father God. That is a lot for me to carry, but not realizing I am one of the perfect vessels to carry that on my shoulder. We can talk about it and I'm going to drop it. I've learned not to carry it with me because I care so much that sometimes I will carry it with me, and I call and I check up on you and you good? Like, did you did? So I told him, you kind of messed up now because now I'm going to kick your tail. Hey, yo, did you do that research? Hey, yo, I got some numbers for you. Hey, yo, did you talk to your wife? Hey, yo, where we at? Because 29-year-old African-American father of two, husband, you want to go into real estate? By the time your baby's 10, 12 years old, you can be set. They can be set. And you want to stay here at Amazon because it's comfortable? Boy, if you don't get your life, and I mean now, he say, I'm going to go do some research. Yeah, I'm going to need you to get on that ASAP Rocky now. Because what are you waiting on? You're 29. Do you know what I would give to be 29 again? Could know, but that's the reason why my business started at 40, because I wanted to make sure my children were okay, not thinking that if I start this at 29, by the time I'm 40, I didn't have that mindset. No one instilled that within me. So now my kids be like, Mom, okay, all right, just let us think about it. Because you won't have no excuse to not be the best that you can be. Period. Not on
And
my watch.
yeah, because I mean, the older I'm getting, um, it's like, wow, I'm maturing and learning and growing more and more. And um, I started 6 years ago. I'll be 33, so about 27, but right around his age. With two kids on my own. It was just me and God, and God told me to take that leap of faith. Didn't have anyone to really look at, because we all work in my family.
Right.
So it was like, well, dang, God, who am I? He was like, me. All you gonna be able to rely on is me. All you gonna be able to come to is me. Or you can't come and call nobody but me. And when I say he has, for the past 6 years that I've been in business, taken care of me and my children. And, just from taking that leap of faith, so he can do it
For sure.
with self control. All he has to do is balance his self control goes into everything
Everything you
from
do.
finances to if you want to start a business, you have to have self control. I want to buy this, but I want this business, so I need to buy my product. No, I'm not gonna get money right away. You're not gonna get money from buying them clothes either.
Right,
So,
right. You just gonna be cute.
cute and what?
Broke.
I'm just saying. So it's a mindset thing, and but everybody must. It's self control. Eating is self control, and relationships. Because like we said, cheating, self control in finances, self control in um, conversations. You can't even, even conversating with cops to your friend to somebody at Walmart to whoever. You have to have self control because somebody can bump into you, and you, like you said, somebody could get somebody on the wrong day, and you
Mm-hmm.
accidentally bump them, and they throw you across the
Mm-hmm.
the
That
store.
grocery store.
Right. So, everybody must have self control because you just never know. And you can't just live your life thinking, oh, well, I'll just make up for it later, or I'll just pay this later, or I don't have to do this right now, or have self control. I don't need to buy this because I don't really have the money. My bill money is not my money.
Right.
Get that in your head.
Right.
Your bill money is not your money. That's not even consider. I don't even consider any of my bill money that's gone. So I don't
I
touch.
don't I don't even put my bill money in my account. If I don't see it, I won't be tempted. So when my bill money come through, I instantly either I'm paying it or I'm pulling it to money order it just to get it out of my sight. And that works for me because it ain't even that I want to go shopping. Girl, I'm gonna buy supplies. Ooh, that's cute. Ooh, that'll go good with because my brain is always going. So to not put myself in debt, I have to put the brakes on. No, Mish, next quarter, you can introduce that. So yeah, like one more thing that I wanted to say. I've been watching Black China, you know what that is, right? And her mom. And I don't know if self-control has ever played a part in their relationship on both ends. I think Black China has more self-control than her mother, but for a mother to just call a daughter a raunchy whore or just, continuously try to break that into a so because I'm an analyzer, I analyze the situation, right? So I was listening to some of the stuff that the mother was saying versus the daughter. The daughter said that the grandmother raised her. The mom was like, no, she didn't. Tell me what she got, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I feel that Blac Chyna's mom is angry at the fact that she didn't create something better for her life like her daughter did. Even though they had the same stepping stones, stripping, whatever they went through to get to where they are, she relied on a guy, a man, not God, a husband, from what she say, a few of them, but they ain't my business.
Are you talking
So
about her mother
her
or
mother,
okay, her mother. Okay.
she relied on guys to get her through versus Chyna relied on herself. She probably had a couple, dudes to do, but ultimately she created her own foundation. And I said that to say this. I feel like there's a lot of mothers that's very jealous of their daughters and they don't show self-control. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go there?
Honey, go there. Go there. Go.
Moms, when you have an adult daughter, it's certain things you can't do. Disrespecting is one of them. When your adult daughter is a mother of her own, you got to tread lightly, babe. Because what we're taught is to respect you. But I think what you haven't been taught is you do have to earn that respect. I don't have to bow down to you because you're my mom. Per God, I do. Per God, I have to respect you because you're my mother. But God never said that I got to lay down and let you walk over me. He never said that. So I think it'd be easier if mothers just took the time out to talk to their adult daughters. That adult daughter can probably help you, even at 50, 60, 70 years old, start a career for you. You ain't got to hate your daughter. Your daughter, you the only person your daughter got, mom. You the only person that your daughter actually look to for comfort and guidance. And no matter how messed up you are, she still looks at you as a superhero. And I'm talking on behalf of me and my mom too. Like y'all don't understand. I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah, you about to get me in my.
Y'all don't understand how much we need y'all. Even though we come from different generations and we are stronger, I don't know how, but we are, because we went through your stuff and we're going through our stuff too. So we have anger already embedded in us, bitterness already embedded in us, abandonment already embedded in us, hate already embedded in us, hurt already embedded, brokenness already embedded in us from you, from watching you go through it. And then you ask us, how can you go through that? How can you let him treat you like that? Because we saw you go through it. So what are we supposed to do? It takes us strong ones to break that cycle, to say, I will never
Do that to my.
You will never do this to my daughter. You will never violate my child. I will die before you violate mine. And I mean that. I'm not playing when it comes to that. So for you mothers who know that your daughter was violated, just say sorry. Just say sorry. Because there's no justification, there's no excuse, there's no reasoning that you can give as to why any of that ever happened. Just say sorry. Because honestly, that's all she need to hear is sorry. Mean it. Don't say it just to say it. Please mean it. Please. Because what you fail to realize is you've created a monster that can't nothing ever penetrate. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. I am the beast that I am today because of everything that I went through. I have a tattoo and it's my slogan. It's my mantra of mankind can never break me because God built me for this. And when I say this, I mean my life. What I went through, what I came through, what I'm going to go through, what I've helped people through. Like, support your daughter, your son. Women, mothers, you can be the number one reason to why your son is broke. He looks at you first, just like your daughter do. Most of the time we can't depend on our fathers because our fathers was never there. So he's not even an inkling in our makeup. He just helped make us. Like that's it. When I say we depend on God, do it, and it's unfair. And I can say that as a mother at this point, it is unfair. But who else gonna do it?
Mhm.
And who gonna do it the way you want it done?
Right.
You.
Right.
Apparently, I needed to get that off.
Oh, you did. I mean, and that's a deep situation that is, hard to even talk about.
We got to though. You see
But
that?
we have
We
to.
have to. We got to break that cycle. We got to. We got to because it's going to continue to go on and on and on and on. And we can't because our black women will never reach their full potential if they don't have their mothers to say, "Oh, baby, what? Y'all know what that what mean when y'all call y'all mama and she give y'all that what because y'all done gave her that good news and she genuinely happy. That does something to your spirit. She proud of me. That's all I ever wanted was for her to say, I'm proud of you. If I gotta go and shoot a bear in the face for you to say you proud of me, guess what? Clink clink. I'm on my way, ma. Yeah. It hurt me to see China go through that. Because no, I don't know her personally. But when I tell y'all, I felt her heart shatter. She hugged her mother, and her mother was like, ugh. Regardless of how mad I am at them, when they come to me and hug me, I'm gonna do something like bite their face or just to break the monotony or the tension or like, oh, you get on my nerves. But with only having one daughter, I probably do too much with my daughter. I probably tell my daughter too much, but I guarantee you, my daughter will never go through what I went through.
Exactly. I think I have became overly protective um, because I do not want them to ever feel any of the hurts that I have felt. And that's not saying that, you know, bashing anybody, but I just never, because this goes from generation to generation. So I don't know what caused, the generation before me, then the generation before that generation. But it has to stop. And if I'm the one, then so
So
be
be
it.
it.
It's not easy, but it has to be done. And I refuse whatever God needs to change in me today to break that. I'm giving him all of me because I don't want my kids to. I'm still learning how to deal with my own like cry because I'm used to controlling or going and hiding and telling myself I'm okay. Um, so I'm learning how. Well, God is bringing it out
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to hold it in or whatever, but God is
Mm-hmm.
going to bring it out. And I'm learning that it's okay and to He wants you to let them know that they are wrong. He does not want you to be treated any kind of way. I think that's why I have, I'm constantly, they know, and they are right here. They stay up under me all day long. But they know I have told them and what I don't have to tell them no more because they already know. No matter how mad you make mommy will always love you. And even when they make me upset, it's like I'm upset at that moment, and they know sometimes mama needs some space. But then they come back in my room
Two
and
seconds later.
and just lay on me, and they're like nothing happened because they know that they can come to me
Right.
anyways and just I couldn't just. lay. You know, I didn't.
My great grandmother, but not my mother. So my example was from my great grandmother.
Yes.
So I feel that my mom is more like my sister or my aunt, whereas my great grandmother, I feel, was my mother, and she passed away in 2009. So for me, my teacher has been gone for a very long time. So the things that I do now is to make her proud because I'll never be able to hear, I'm proud of you. I'll never. So when I get goals and I don't celebrate like one would, it's because that individual who I need to hear, I can't. So I'm not satisfied. So I'm gonna keep going and going and going until she comes to me in a dream, until she give me a sign, until she called me on my phone. So I'm happy that God blessed me with you because we finna talk about things and we finna open up doors for people to feel comfortable. Hopefully, we finna do a lot of healing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully, I want to get some retreats going on. I want us women to get together and really understand the power that we possess inside. Like we are the future. We are women. Black women are the future because we're creative, we're smart, we're intelligent, we're nurturing, we hustlers, we go. Like, how can you do your personal job, which is what pays your bills, and then you go and do your own business because that's your passion? Baby, that's called a woman, a black mother woman. I don't do no well. No, what you mean no? Hold on, let me go ask a higher power. I bet you I get through you and get to where I need to go. And that's been the story of my life for as far back as I can remember. I don't worry. I used to worry and give you wrinkles, girl, and I'm too cute for wrinkles. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
God, he's too good for that. And for him, I get emotional talking about my father because he has comforted me. He is continuously holding me. He is continuously, he's my everything. Everything. And I love my father so much because he has been so good when everybody else has hurt me. He has been there and I owe him everything. I owe him everything. He don't even, he's just like, he's doing
Just
it.
continue
Just,
to spread my
yes,
word.
he continues. And it's like, God, Lord, I'm sorry forever. You know, anything that I've done, I'm just so sorry because it's like, God, you have been so awesome. Like, dang, you really love me.
Right.
If nobody has shown me love and peace, oh my gosh, I've felt peace that I've never in life felt before.
Hmm.
Love that I've never in life felt before. God is really showing. And if people can't even notice what he is wanting during this COVID season, is for you to get that relationship with him. He's People are like, well, I don't know about the churches. Well, he wants that relationship with you so he can mend that broken hurt from the church hurt, from the hurt from whoever hurt.
Right.
He is the only one that can heal you from that hurt. He's the only one that can deliver you from that hurt. He is the only one that could deliver me. I couldn't even change me. I couldn't even figure out what was really wrong
Right.
with me. So my kids are my everything after God. Um, and they know that. Uh,
Hmm.
but they, if you see my daughter, but they are, they are my, inspiration to keep better, being a better person in general to change my ways, because I don't want them to be the way I used to be, with the smart, especially my daughter. I do not want her to have the little smart aleck mouth that I have. And I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with that, in the God filled way. I'm not going to, talk. Even with my son, I was very overprotective over him. So, with all his issues. So we've had a close bond that just, he's my firstborn. Um, he's had asthma since basically birth. So I've dealt with that, which helped me push him to purpose. But that's my, um,
I
knows,
call them my ride or dies because when I
yeah,
went through the worst, they was right there riding with me.
right there. And they know that their mama loved them. I mean, and I'm always trying to make myself available. Even with I would stop business. I stopped jobs. I quit jobs for them. Like, I don't care about money. I don't care about jobs. I don't care about nobody.
Because
Because,
God gonna make sure He provide.
and
I've
he,
learned that. I've learned that He gonna make sure He provide what it is that you need, especially when you do things on behalf of His children. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So you didn't just quit. No, God gave me a responsibility of these two lives that I'm responsible for. So I'm gonna see you later. I'm sure it's a job around the corner, but honestly, I ain't worried about it right now. I'm gonna drop to my knees and I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna surrender. I'm gonna give it all to Him. I'm gonna take care of my babies right now because that's all I know I can do. And then you got that phone call probably a week or so later. Probably better, more paying, better benefits. You know how it go.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one time he did have a severe asthma attack, and I worked at a call center, and they were like, "Well, go ahead and give your mother the number, and we'll call you, since she's already." I said, "Oh, I've already clocked out. This is not your decision. That's his grandmother. I'm the
I'm
mother,
his mother.
and if anything happened, I cannot live with myself, and I can't work here. I can't do. I'm not going to be here, mentally, without,
Right,
not knowing if my child, the
right.
reason why I'm here, is okay. No, I've already clocked out. Well, you can't just, I've already clocked out. Do what you got to do. I'm gone. I don't even have time to discuss
I
anything.
really don't. You
Bye.
woke me up.
Yes, I got to get to my child. I mean, that I, will have to have the police follow me. At that point, it would be self control, but it'd be it'd be, I may, but they will understand after they follow me to the hospital,
Right.
because
Because
I'm not,
I'm not explaining till we get there. I'm just saying I gotta go.
yeah. So that's the type of mentality that I have. And when you are dealing with these, generational curses or whatever that has been brought down, it's difficult, because I mean, you like, what the heck? Because some of them you're dealing with it that you did, and then some of them you like, well, I ain't never did nothing like
Right,
this.
right,
Where this coming from?
right.
Like, even my parents said I ain't even try. I wouldn't even have thought of nothing like this. So where the heck did this come from? But I'm dealing with generations and
Right,
generations
right.
of stuff. So they might come out with something that I never even would have thought of. But I have to deal with it head on, because I'm not going to sweep it under the rug and be like, oh, my child is perfect, or oh, this is not happening, or oh, we're not going to think about it. You're okay. No, what is wrong with you? Oh, do I need to take it to the elders of the church? I mean, I'm going to do whatever I can do to prevent you from going on the wrong path,
Right.
period.
So you
Because
broke it.
yeah,
You should be proud of yourself.
what did you,
You broke that generational curse. You got to give yourself credit for that. You didn't sit back and say, "Oh well, we'll get through it. It's nothing." You didn't do that. You said, "Come on, let's talk. Are you okay? Do you need mommy? Mommy, okay, let mommy give you a kiss. That mommy loves you. You make sure. My dad didn't tell me he loved me for the first time till I was 25 years old. He didn't know how though. Now that I know his story, he didn't know how to. So I can't necessarily blame him. But that's what I love about our generation. I talk to my kids. It wasn't no goo goo gaga. What? No. If somebody do blah 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 blah, you come in, you let mommy know. You will never be in trouble. But I promise you that individual, mommy gonna handle it. And because I've always been crazy in their eyes, they know mommy was gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? So it was never a time when anybody kept anything from me in regards to that. If anything, they would run to me and tell me about friends. Hey mom, such and such mom don't know, but so naturally, hey yo, Karen, I think I need to talk to you about Stefan. Like I heard some crazy stuff is going on. So I don't understand how parents are uncomfortable talking to their children, but I'm sure that's a whole nother show, girl, because
Yeah,
that's weird to me.
yeah. I didn't even know, and we have to be observant with our kids because my daughter's very vocal like her mother. My son, total opposite. He's
Yeah,
more like his father, just kind of quiet,
chill.
and he's artistic. I learned that he was an artist through his teachers that are not of his race telling me that, oh, he's getting in trouble, he's angry. I'm like, that's not my child. Now, and I'm not one of those parents that's like, oh, my child is just never, no,
Hmm.
I know my child.
Hmm.
And I'm like, something ain't right.
Hmm.
And I investigated when he was asleep. Because, I mean, he went from preschool when he was in school, he was like, coming from school, just he was a happy child. Then I pick him up from school, his head down all the time, every day. I ask him what's wrong. Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm like, I know I'm like, it's hurt. It's breaking me down
Hmm.
because I don't like this. And I remember going into his room. He got bullied in kindergarten.
I knew you was about to say that.
Yeah. So I didn't find out about his bullying until I went through his room, and God must have led me to do that. And I flicked through his notebook because I always see him in his room doing something in this notebook. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the graphic, how it's like he had somebody like was punching him and he's like this saying no. And I woke him up. I couldn't even have the control to not wake my baby up. I woke him up crying like, oh my gosh, what is this? And when he told me somebody named Jordan was beating him up and all of this, yes, calling him nigger and spitting on him. See, the teachers never told me this. Um, so of course I went to war. He got taken out of that school into another school. I wasn't trying to take him out of school because I wanted them to address that situation in that school and get rid of
Hmm.
that problem in that school.
Hmm.
But of course, they kept wanting to move him into a different classroom instead of the problem,
Hmm.
because I guess the problem wasn't his race. So, whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, I battled that, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make my son suffer through this. I'm still gonna get them, but I'm gonna exclude my son out this situation and get him somewhere else while I deal with them. And then he got bullied at another school. And the way that they put it was like he was the aggressive person, but everything that they wrote down, which I have a folder, was that he was hit first. He was always hit. These children hit him. And he's not he doesn't like hurting people. Um and he's that's not him.
He's just a
He
good baby.
is. So
Okay,
I
but
learned
Sneasel,
about my
look,
child.
I don't
Yeah.
mean to cut you off. I promise. I'm sorry. But Auntie gonna tell you don't start nothing, but you don't never let somebody just put their hands on you.
Right.
That's just not what you do.
Ever.
You're not hurting somebody. if they're hurting you.
Right.
You're protecting yourself
Right.
if they're hurting you.
Right.
So I'm gonna need nephew. If he don't listen to nothing else, protect yourself, nephew. By any means necessary, protect yourself.
That's
You're
what
not a bad. I don't see you being a bad baby, but you do have the right to protect yourself. Or come home, talk to mama, let mama protect you. Because what's gonna end up happening is little sister is gonna end up protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, cutie pie.
Hey,
Make sure you protect yourself, sugar, okay?
okay,
You're not hurting people if they're hurting you. They're not supposed to ever, no one is to ever put their hands on you. You're special. So they don't have their right to put their hands on you, okay?
okay,
He
Auntie
was
will
saying,
come
he
down
said this
there
is,
and
uh,
Auntie will make sure that she help mommy protect you, okay?
okay.
he said,
So
Mama, that's exactly what you was saying. He was going all like that. He does his mama because I'm extra.
yeah,
He was like, that's what you was saying.
yeah.
And I was like, come over here.
Mommy
But,
telling you right. They don't have the right. The only people that got the right to put their hands on you is your mother, your father, and God. That's it. Like that's it. And I'm sure that they're not gonna do, hey, sweetie pie. They not doing it to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to make sure you stand up for yourself because you have that right. No one has the right to bully you. No one ever. That's not nice to be bullied. And it don't feel good because you don't deserve that, okay?
Okay.
well, he
Okay.
learned that last year, honey. And he didn't get in trouble. I mean, because he had self control. Like I told him, you was just defending yourself. And I
That's
told the
it.
teacher, the principal, whoever else, that he has the right to defend himself.
Period.
And he did not get in trouble, but he did, fight back because he had every. I told him, and I told the teacher. I told him to tell the teacher if they got a problem with it, they don't talk to you about it. They let
They
me
call, yeah,
know,
yeah,
and I would tell them that I told you to hit back, and if they
yeah,
have any problems, they can talk to me.
yeah,
Period. Because you're not going to keep going there and getting hit. That's not
yeah.
going.
Because he
So
just going to school to learn. He not like you can just you got some beautiful babies. First off, let's just say that y'all are beautiful. And you can tell that they're very well, but you're welcome, well behaved, they're respectful. They just fell in a generation that's so messed up right now, and there's nothing they can do about it. But like I said, Auntie will come to town. Listen, Auntie a clown for you. You ain't even got a clown. I'll do it. Don't worry. I got you. I promise. My kids will tell you. Yeah, she crazy. Cause you don't mess with my kids. You
see,
can
that's
do
something you don't.
anything in the world. Don't mess with my babies.
Something you can't do. Because now, if you want Shanidra to
Get to that
now
other
that I'm
side.
in, yeah, get to the other side. But now that I'm learning self control, I do have the compose. Because I get you. I'm going to
For
get
sure.
you. Like I got the principal, and I had the NAACP. I had everybody up there in that meeting with me. It wasn't nothing that I didn't go up there like they thought I would go up there.
Clowning.
Oh, y'all need another. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, I got you. Oh, you're going to buy the handbook. Can I get that handbook? Oh, it's on the.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need you to print off the handbook and I need you to sign it and date it. And then I'm going to read. And then when I go to the meeting, I quote it up on this page on section. It says that you were supposed to do this. You did not do this because according to the thing that you sent me home. See, that's what you don't do. When
Yep,
you
you
mess
had
with
them with
me,
the intellectual tail whooping.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
you can mess with me all day. I that's fine because I got you. But you touch them, you hurt them, you do anything to them, God got you, number one. So long as I keep my composure and my self control, and God ain't got to deal with me, He got you. He
You're right.
got
You're
you.
right.
The vengeance is His. So I don't even have to worry about you. Long as I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna put you in your place in the God feel way. But once I'm done, you better be scared for
Because
your
it's
life.
coming. Their wrath is
God,
coming.
God got you. He got you. So, and you mess with his babies, something is coming. And I don't pray against nobody. I don't do that. But know that it's in the word that he said, vengeance is his, saith the Lord. So therefore, the
He
Lord
gonna
is
take
my
care of it.
period. So
Mhm.
I said all of that to say that they have helped me change and become a better. I want to become a better person, not only for them, for God, but He placed them in my life because He knew what was going to help me change fast, quickly, in a hurry. Because once I see that spirit, it's like, oh shoot, is that me? Or oh
Yeah.
shoot, they gotta go.
Yeah.
We ain't bringing this to another cycle today. So that has made me be more in my word because it's like I'm trying to learn more about the right way of raising my kids,
Mhm.
not the traditional way, not
Mhm.
what mama did or daddy did or uncle, brother, cousin, whoever did. It's the way that God wants me to raise them.
Mhm.
And anybody that's against it is not for me. So I have to keep it trucking regardless.
You right.
So, but we have a lot of topics that we will be
Yes, ma'am.
discussing. We're going to end this off on self control. But God led this anyways. I prayed, so I just learned to let things flow and not try to control it, or try to get back to the subject of certain things God wants to let out to people. So,
Whatever message need to be heard, he will deliver it.
period. You can be having one thing and you be like, "Oh, God gave this to me," and then He be like, "Yep, I had you to start that off like that."
But we gonna end like this.
Yes. So, and that, and I mean, when you were talking about your granny and all that, I've lost both of my. One was called my heart. That was my great great grandmother. I was very close to her. She the one that taught me the word. And then my other one was my mother's mom. And now she just passed. And those were my two people that I couldn't do no wrong with my great great grandmama. She always had my back. Ain't nothing wrong with that girl. Leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then my grandmama, she was the same, and I just lost her last year. And we were like, you could not separate. I don't hang out with my age. It was her.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my weekends off
In her
without the
house.
kids, her. So, uh, it was hard, but then God, He helped me through that. So I'm just grateful and thankful, and I pray that everybody got the message and was able to be delivered by her.
I agree. I agree. And I hope it helped. Like I just hope, even if you just gotta go to your bathroom and just cry, you know what I'm saying? Just know that it's not you alone. Like it's other women that goes through certain things. And that's the good part for me to connect with other women that go through what I go through because automatically you feel like it's something wrong with you. Oh my God, it's me. It's so to connect with other women who suffers from like it's not too many people that's very close with their great or great great grandmother. Most of them don't even have them around to be real with you, you know. So when I said that, I didn't know that it was going to touch something within you. I'm happy it did because it helped whatever, with you. But that's the thing with me. Whatever I'm supposed to say, I get this tinge in my stomach. That's confirmation for me. And I just go with it. I know that it's going to be a lot of things that I say that people going to be like, oh, touch my pearls. But it's real. And that's just me. I don't I can talk about anything. Slugs under a rug, pouring salt on the snail, because everybody have different things that they need to talk about. You know, I don't ever want a person to have something on their chest and want to talk about it and they can't, and then next thing you know, you don't never hear from that person again because something that happened detrimental. So But yeah, for sure. When you know me, I'm available whenever for you, boo. You my baby, so I'm available whenever for you, baby.
Well, I thank you again, and like I said, I have no control over however this goes. When it's not really led by me, I know what I'm supposed to do. I do it. Wherever it goes from there, it's out of my control. So it went the way it was gonna go, regardless. We could have tried to get off of it, and God would have just pulled it out anyway. So, but we did talk. We talked a lot about self control.
Yeah.
So that was done. God was like, "Well, there's nothing else for you to talk about on
Yeah.
that. We need to talk about what's really." So, thanks again. Do you have any last words that you would like to say to someone that may need deliverance from self control or whatever situation it may be?
Stay positive. Don't allow the negativity to penetrate your brain, because when negativity penetrates your brain, it stops God's work. Never think you're alone. Y'all can DM me whenever y'all want. Like, for real. Love yourself. No one will ever love you better than you can love you besides God. But that's a give. Love you. Want more for you. Strive for more for you. Stop putting everybody before you. Put you first. Love you, girl.
All right. Thanks again. Let's dig deep.